Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATChat. Your hosts for today are Pastor Andy and Kanesh.
Yo,
Hello,
Pastor.
long time no see.
Yes, we are back on ATChat after 1 month of not appearing, right? So what happened, Pastor? I
1
heard
month
you
only.
traveling.
It's been 1 month only. It feels like 6 months.
Yeah. It feels
Wow.
like 6 months. That's right.
I've been traveling a little bit lah. Attended some conference overseas. Things like that lah. Yeah,
Yeah, because
but
you
it's good
know
to be back.
these guys, they were doing this conference in Korea about empowering the next generation and things like that, right? And so they caught Pastor Andy on ATChat. Yes, and then they contacted Pastor Andy. Do you want to join us for a conference? Very cool, huh?
Wow, Ganesh, you're a very good storyteller.
Very good false storyteller.
Nobody knows whether it's fiction or not.
Okay.
Hey Ganesh, I heard tonight's ATChat is very special.
Yes, it is.
Why is it so special? Why?
Okay, it's special because we have been doing ATChat for about 2 years, and
Wow.
yes, 2 years. That's right. We started during pandemic,
that.
right? During COVID.
Yep.
And
Yep.
2 weeks after the lockdown, immediately we came out with a strategy to bring some of our contents online, and all that's exciting. But you know, over the days where things started to get back to normal and all that, you know, people just have different things to do lah. And so we are not gonna resume ATChat for this year. So this will actually be our last episode for ATChat for this year. And
Okay.
we're not sure whether we'll bring it back up next year, or maybe if we do bring it back up next year, we might, we might take some time to plan on how to make it more effective and more efficient to reach the community, the online community lah. Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
What are your thoughts
So,
on that? Are you excited about this ATChat thing, right? I mean, you founded it. Yeah.
I think sometimes it's good to take a short break, or I don't know. Maybe step back, we'll look around and then see how to move forward lah. Yeah. But definitely, right, if we ever come back, if we ever do ATChat again, right, it will definitely be better than ever before. Yes.
Definitely lah. I mean, we've got a lot of big plans in mind. We've got some form of dream to pull off a nice podcast from the studio, all that, right? But all that requires people. It requires planning. Of course, if you're watching from wherever and you have some location sponsor, equipment sponsor, you want to be part of the team and all that, hey, speak to us lah. We want to make some things happen, right? Yeah. Okay, but that's about ATChat. And so considering that it's the last ATChat of the year, I mean, it's gonna be year end anyway. But we thought of using this opportunity to also share with you guys, all of you viewers who've been with us for so long. We want to share with you what actually goes on behind the scenes in X-Teens. Okay, so X-Teens is the youth ministry that we run in our church. And so we reach out very specifically to teenagers, and we allow teenagers to do their thing. We have leaders who are teenagers and all that. But today, behind the scenes lah. So if you've got any questions at all regarding how we run the ministry, how the teens do it, all that, right? Actually, there's also a Slido link on the screen where you can scan the QR code, and then you can ask any questions you want anonymously, and we'll attempt to answer them. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Since we're talking about X-Teens behind the scene, it's only appropriate to bring teenagers on the show. So for today's episode, we've gotten the core teens of X teams for this year. Core teams basically
Wow.
form the main team, the committee, right? Of the planning team and
Yeah.
all that. So let me introduce you to them one by one. Number one, we've got Aaron Quek. And then we've got Arielle
Wow.
and John Chu.
Yo.
Woo, welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Wow. How do y'all feel to be on the show?
Let's go.
Uh, feels nice.
Yeah.
Very yeah.
Wow. Actually,
You
these guys,
feel famous?
they've been on the show a few times, but maybe as individuals rather than as a team, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
today they
yeah.
appear together as one whole team, huh?
Yeah.
One
yeah.
team.
So
Nice.
So like I
One
mentioned
team.
earlier, these three guys are the we call them the core teens. So basically, they also represent the teenagers that we have in our ministry. Represent meaning they are people on the ground. They are from various schools, various places, cities, and whatnot, right? And so they come together and we plan together with them on how to run Exit. So we are here to hear from them. But let's start off with a very simple question now. What does X teams mean to you? Okay, and then we'll hear from all three of you before we carry on with the program.
What does act?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we go by order. We go by order of introduction again. Aaron go again.
Hey. What? Okay. What does X-Teens mean to me? I think X-Teens is, to me, is sort of like, the stereotypical answer is, it's the Ministry of Action, the Teens Ministry of Action. But I think it's a community to me. It's just a community of teens working together and like just having a passion for God. I think that's for me. Yeah.
So deep, Aaron. A community of teenagers coming together with a passion for God. Wow.
Wow. You rehearsed the answer?
That's like such a
Maybe.
textbook 10 points answer. Like you won't go wrong.
Okay, how about Arielle? Arielle's next, right?
Yeah, I guess to add on to Aaron's textbook answer, I guess I see it as like, I think I see it as a safe space to openly make mistakes as a teenager and learn from them. Like it's a community that encourages you to make mistakes and to put yourself out there and yeah, to like grow your relationship in God and just like there's support given to you as you navigate like all the highs and lows of being a teenager and all the struggles it entails. Yeah.
Right. So how many mistakes have you made?
Too many to count.
Too many to
Too many to count.
No. It's okay. It's a safe space. Right?
No, but speaking of safe space, right? Actually, it's a very new terminology for me. I've only started to learn about it probably since last year when we were doing some form of forum online also, right? Then everyone is about, we need to learn how to create a safe space. We need to make sure our community has a form of safe space and all that. If you could help elaborate a little bit, Arielle, what is safe space and why is it important that Xteens has a form of safe space for you guys?
I guess safe space is more like a place where you don't feel judged if you do something wrong. Like you can be 100% yourself and people won't like laugh at you openly or like like people like when someone sings at a wrong key, on like the band or something, it's not like the whole crowd is like ha ha ha. It's like that behavior is not encouraged, right? But rather the opposite. So it's just a place where you grow and without like hurtful criticism and you're just allowed to discover lah, I guess. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
Ariel's calling me out.
Hey, safe space. He's not
This
judging you.
face cannot call people out.
Yeah,
He's just,
yeah. No,
he's just
no, no
talking about
judging.
you directly.
Safe space.
All right, Jonathan Chew.
Okay, so yeah, I mean X-Teens very similar to Ariel and Aaron's answer. Obviously it's a community where it's empowering teens to as a ministry, right, in the church and all that. That's basically what X-Teens is to me. But further into it, I think X-Teens is more than just a community. I think instead of being just a community, I think it's more about being depicted as a family as well. So very similar to Ariel, where we're trying to make it a safe space, right? And not just really just only making it a safe space, but also trying to outreach to many more other teens or people, right, that are out there, which I think that's why we have different other activities and events that we do, very similar,
Hmm.
like Rebel Project. I think True Stories is one of them as well, which is mainly the safe space idea. And I think there's so many more other stuff that we do lah. So I think X-Teens in a whole, it's just community, family, safe space, yeah, just all those kind of things lah. Any type of group that you would feel comfortable in, I think that's what you can call X-Teens lah. Yeah.
Right, right.
Mm.
Okay, cool. Hey, actually, Ganesh, I was thinking maybe the next thing, right, is to get each of them to also share quickly what what do they, I mean, I guess, what do they do as a core team? So people
Yeah,
out there
yeah,
who are watching and listening, they can understand like who are these people, why did we invite them? Yeah.
yeah. Actually, yeah. So we got viewers, Pastor.
Ah,
We got
good, good, good.
viewers now. It's been it's been a while since we got good viewership. Okay, so
Ah,
why are you guys here? What do you do in core teens? Each of you, I think you might have different roles each, or maybe not. But Aaron, do you want to elaborate on that?
Okay. So basically, what we do is that we help out to plan for each of the Xscenes lives that you see every week. So in terms of its content, so like for example, this whole month, this whole series is on the Ten Commandments. We help out to think of those content and to also to try to arrange on I guess the different speakers to speak for every week. And once in a while, also when it comes to like big events and all that, we also help out to organize and to arrange these different events that you usually see in X Teens. And so that is our primary role in X Teens.
hmm.
And so it's really like the whole purpose of today's episode is really the behind the scenes of everything. Yeah, it's a lot of planning.
Mm.
Wow.
Right. So like you mentioned, this month we are doing a series on 10 commandments, right? And I think a lot, not necessarily every time, but most of the time, maybe we have like a monthly theme. Okay. And then you're saying that as core teens, you all come together and you all talk about what can we talk about for that month, right? And different month has different kind of vibe and feel, because sometimes season change very fast, right? And then you feel that maybe this is a season where your friends, your peers, your classmates, and the teenage community is going through this, and then you come together, you talk about it, and then you suggest for this to be something that we can talk about for the month. So I think somewhat or another, in terms of content, at least on a monthly basis or on a theme basis, that's what you do, right? Mm.
Mm.
Maybe Aaron, what are some of the other theme that we did before? Besides the current ones, do you remember at the top of your head?
Other themes, oh no, I can't.
No more textbook answer.
I can't remember my own content. Yeah, I got no more textbook answer. I can't remember on top of my head.
Okay. Okay.
How about ask the other
Too
teams? Yeah.
too many to count already. I also cannot remember already. It's too
Right.
many to count,
Yeah,
guys.
man.
I remember there was like one.
What?
There was one about love one, where there was like romantic relationship and like friendship and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Relationship.
Yeah. But we have a lot of teams. Although sometimes like the teams also I don't know whether people actually follow the team or not lah, but
Oh wait, got the One Direction one?
One Direction.
oh
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
the different
remember there was
directions
like
that we're
my
going.
face was on the cover.
Mm.
Yeah. I think that was one of the funniest team. Not because like the topic is funny, but because the poster made it seem funny. So I don't know whether people actually got what's that team all about lah. But yeah, I think that's one of the teams that we had.
Yeah.
The witch
Yeah, cause
happy direction.
you all were on the poster, right? That's why. I
Yeah,
remember.
exactly. My face on the photo, of course, my face on the poster. I need to, you know, need to promote a bit. Shamelessly plug.
That's good. That's good.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what being a teen, I think aside from like what Aaron is sharing, like besides just we plan contents and all that in the core team, the whole I mean the general core teams in X teams is to help out the core team, which is of course consists of the different adult leaders planning content for X teams. But I think having the core team there is to generally provide the teens' views and of course the teens' opinion on how X teens, what do you think like X teens needs and all that. I think that's where the whole idea of content comes in and all that lah. So not just planning, but of course there's other stuff that we do, but I'm not too sure how I'm gonna put that into words. But it's more than just planning content lah. So me and Cortin involves about taking initiative as individuals to to grow as leaders in X teens also lah. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm,
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
Sounds like you all got very important job to do lah.
Nah. Not to make it seem like it's very
Yeah.
important, but it's a responsibility given by the core team
Yeah.
to the core teams also.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So good, John. Ariel, anything you want to add on to that?
Oh, I guess it's really like what Bodum said is really like representing the teens, like all the teens and ex-teens, and like really being the voices for them, so that the program is like something that teens actually like, and not like lame or ridiculous. Like yeah, like even um, oh yeah, even the Christmas party thing, right? You know how it is wristband? Is it wristband? Yeah, it's wristband for your ticket. Like
Yeah.
originally,
Uh-huh.
they wanted to do batch, right? They wanted to do batch, but then after I told them that I don't that after I told them that it's better to do wristband, they changed it. Like see, they changed it to this super nice wristband, so it's not like a lame batch. So
Wow.
yeah, like
Wow.
it's just really like
so we all thank Ariel.
conveying,
Yeah. All thanks to Ariel.
like conveying
So,
the preferences, I guess. Yeah.
everything out there. Thanks, Ariel. Right? Ariel, thank you for
For changing it
Yeah, yeah.
to a wristband instead of a bag.
that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's good. I
That's
think I
good.
think what I caught was your voice are being heard lah. It's not because you're teenagers and we think that you're such a kid, ain't gonna listen to you. But if it's practical, if it makes sense, we listen to. In fact, most of the time we do listen and we take on to your ideas, right? Which is pretty cool.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
Cool. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like, on that note,
Yeah.
even on the ministry level, right? Like in X Teams, we call it Dream Team. So we have
Mm.
teams, we have things like the band, the worship team. We have the ushers, right? We have people who prepare food for the service. We have people who work on the computers, the sound system, and all that, right? So we call that dream teams, and even dream teams, we put teenagers to lead the team, right? And of course, above that, we also have like advisors, and most of the time, the advisors are the adults, lah. But I think even in the context of dream team, we do allow for teenagers to really take charge and lead the team, right? Are y'all part of dream team? Like, what do y'all do? And but do you feel that there's a lot of empowerment? I think John said empowerment just now. A lot of empowerment to teenagers to run their own ministry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know Aaron.
Yeah,
Aaron does deco for like probably the longest time, and he has so much liberty
yeah.
to decorate the hall however he wants to. At one time, he go and do this minion thing on the wall. Was that?
I can't even remember, but yeah lah, we've done a lot of things try here, try there, some good, some bad lah. Yeah.
Yeah. And the best part is you get to tell the adults what to do, right?
Empowerment
Get to
at the
lead them
highest
around.
at the highest level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's are saying, whoa, you spoke about safe space, then you say lame batch. Area. Okay. Let's see what we have next. Okay, so we've asked you all to prepare this thing, right? What I wanted to say is that all three of you, whether coincidence or not, right, but all three of you, you actually grew up in X-Teens. It's not like y'all came in between or what. So you grew up from 12 until now. You're probably like 16, 17. You're gonna graduate soon. This is your final year in your high school, right? So you've been in X-Teens like probably the longest that you can be, lah. Do you want to go through with us like what went through your mind? Why did you choose to be in X-Teens for the past 5 years without thinking about leaving, or without whatever? And maybe is there any like key memorable moments for you during these 5 years in X-Teens? How you grew up with us? What are some of your highlights? Some of your challenges? Yeah. Who should we start with?
John.
Sure. Reverse order now. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I mean, I've been in X-Teens for I think almost close to, I think roughly like 12 years already. I think 12 years.
You've been X-Teens for
Wow.
12 years.
Not 12
Hello.
years. I think 11. Probably 11
Wow,
years.
that's long, eh.
Yeah. So
This
11
for a
years.
kid, is it?
So I actually joined like X-Teens and all that ever since I was below 2-digit age, So that's how I actually came to X-Teens. So so I actually started joining X-Teens I think when I was like 8 or 9, I think around there. But I wasn't really that much into I didn't always come, but I was sort of involved in X-Teens lah. I think I only became really more involved in X-Teens after I turned 12. But I think I think I provided some pictures as well. I think if Ganesh can show those photos. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, going back to all these photos. So these are like one of the most oldest photos that you can find of me when I was having some fun time in X-Teens.
X-Teens or X-Kids?
Yeah, so yeah, this is X-Teens Camp 2012, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is almost.
How old was this, man? How old were you?
I was 8 in this one, I think. I was 8 years old here. Yeah, so I was 8 years old in this camp, and I came to X-Teens camp and all that, and yeah. But honestly, when I came to X-Teens, I actually didn't feel any different. I didn't think that like this was a camp specifically for
Okay.
teen. I think that's like one of the best things that I think we try to do as ex teens is uh not just saying that you have to be a certain, of course there is a certain age that you had to join, but when I went that time, it didn't feel that way. And I think that's how the whole concept of wanting to build ex teens as a community and all that, for me it started here lah. And then moving up, of course I grew up in X teens. I came to many different events and all that, and I of course became more involved and more involved in X teens. And sooner or later that made me also want to actually serve in church as well. So actually when I attended church, I didn't really have the whole idea of I wanted to serve and all that. But ever since I became more involved in joining X teens and all that, slowly I got sort of influenced to serve lah as well. So I've been serving in XTV, in the Dream Team in church as well, not just in XTs but in church as well. I serve in XTV. That's the media team. For live service and all that lah. So I've been in XTV for almost close to 8 years already. Yeah. So I think just from there growing into serving as well, and obviously being involved in many more other dream teams as X teams continues to grow right until now. I think that really just speaks about how I really spend my time with X teams, and I think that's why I really enjoyed staying on and actually serving on in X teams as well lah. Yeah, that's for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you've been with us quite a long time, huh? I think besides you, our organizer tonight behind the scene, also just in since he was a kid. Yeah. Shout out
Organizer.
to Mr. Ryan Justin. Yeah.
Our organizer.
Organizer.
Yeah. But that's cool, like pastor, you pastor a teens ministry and you see a 8-year-old coming in and they going out at 20. You actually see the growth of a person in X teens. Wow, bittersweet,
Yeah.
So some turn out well, not everyone, right?
Hey. Some even married already, way married.
Wow, okay.
Some of the teens I used to pastor, yeah, they're married with kids now, way. Dude, it's been one whole cycle, way.
And until then, you've been how
Yeah.
old?
That means
25.
probably 5-6 years time, your ministry will have the kids of your teens last time.
The kids of your team.
Yeah, I really hope I last that long, lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for sharing your story, John.
Houston.
Yeah, but I just want to say that
Yeah.
if you guys are tuning in and you have any questions for John or any of the core teams, you can use the Slido code as shown on the screen. Or you know what, you can type it out directly in the comment section. You have Chloe, Brian, and Yue there who can chit chat with you. And our organizer is like saying, John is showing his side profile. Yeah. John only speak about his good side earlier. 5 years, you didn't hear about his bad side.
No, I have no bad sides. All sides are good sides.
All right, awesome. Okay, who's going next?
I think it's me.
You think so?
Here you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think reflecting on the past
Yeah.
6 years of being in acting, it was just a lot of feelings, a lot of ups and downs. I remember feeling a lot of joy because I was surrounded by so many people that I trusted, a lot of adult leaders, a lot of friends that I could confide in and that I felt very supported by. Then there was also Saturdays where I felt super stressed and because people didn't want to cooperate with me or something. Then I'll be so angry, but Yeah, and like just responsibility and a lot of a lot of first times as well. Like for instance, yeah,
Mm.
there's pictures here that's like speaking as 5 minute preacher for the first time and like sharing on like this rebel panel, being the assistant team leader for Pahang mission, leading. Then there was leading decor for Shoebox project. There was this year being the camp commander. Like all these like different roles and all these opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten elsewhere, and I'm very grateful lah. Like they are very memorable to me, and there was there was a lot of there was a lot of growth, a lot of um, good memories, I guess, with all these things that I got to do. And I think what made me stay in Extremes and like want to continue coming was again the support that I received from adult leaders and the friends that would attend Extremes Live with me. Like it did feel like a safe space. Like this was my small group, and then I also because of X Teams, like I became part of a huddle and I became part of and like Deca team. I remember Deca team was it was a very nice community to be part of as like a young teen in like this congregation of so many people, and it made me feel very safe lah to be like
Mm.
to yeah, it made me feel very safe to just keep attending ETL, and it was just a nice place to be in. And I think I also kept coming because I observed myself grow more as a person and like develop a more mature perspective of seeing the world and seeing other people in general. And like I saw the fruits of, I guess, of regularly attending Extreme Live. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
So what's your like your greatest, most memorable, like best highlight?
That's just highlight. Uh, yeah, probably the camp commandant thing. Yeah, it was a good experience. Hmm.
Yeah. You single I wouldn't say single-handedly lah, like, but you led a team, right? A team of people to organize the event, about 120 packs. I mean, it's pretty cool lah. Like, I think growing up, I never really thought a teenager can organize event. Probably because I also grew up as a teenager, right? And all I did was cry on the bed. Eat and sleep.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you crying on the bed? Wait.
If only I knew X things earlier, then maybe.
Too many girls rejected you.
Yeah, life is tough.
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
There.
that's
Okay.
that's
But
right.
that's true. So seeing my teenage years and then seeing how you guys are spending your teenage years, wow, it's different, man. Of course, there are some part of my teenage years I prefer to keep compared to you guys always on the phone.
Hey, that's
Like
not
Hey.
minors,
Yeah.
right? We actually have friends like on in front of us. Your
Ow.
friends are all like
Wow.
in the phone. Get it? Okay, never mind. Okay, but yes, I am very impressed with what teens can do, especially teens these days. They learn faster. They're just different. Aaron, you ready?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Um. I think for me is definitely has to be. I think what kept me coming was I remember like the first time I came to Extines. This was so long ago, and I remember this was while Kenneth Wong was still around. He was probably the first adult leader who approached me. And I remember following to the hall, and it's just something about the people there, and just something about how just how everybody interacts with each other and all that. That just made me feel so like welcomed and all that. It was really something that like just made me feel at home kind of thing. And I realized the longer more often I went, the more attached I became, and the more I felt like, man, I keep coming. And then I guess it's also serving was a major part of it. I had joined Deco team for the first time. I joined the praise and worship team, and I even have a photo of me. Like this was during Exy's camp, and I would say this was probably one of the most memorable times that when we got together and we it was very fun time that everybody was just having fun just while praising God and while worshiping. And I think time has really been like that has kept my fire going as well for God. And this was one of the major reasons why I just kept on coming back, because I just kept wanting to serve God. And you can just see later on all the other photos of me. I think it's really just the people in X teams. I think it's really how welcoming the people are, whether you're in a dream team or just somebody visiting. I think the it's a very welcoming, and I must say that every Saturday is always a joy to serve and always a joy to come to X-Teens to, I would say, to try and maintain this welcoming atmosphere so that those newcomers will also be able to come and enjoy that kind of presence here as well. I think that's for me lah.
Okay. What will you miss most about X teens one day when you are, too old for it already, and you yeah.
The one thing I'll miss most one thing I'll miss most, I think I'll always miss our X-Team camps every single year. Like
Wow.
it's X-Team camps, right? It's something that you have to at least experience once, because like really it's just so hype, and like so after you come out for camp, right, you just feel like, whoa, I want to keep on doing this, I want to keep on jumping, keep on doing devotion and all that. And then maybe a few weeks later it's a different story lah, but like in that moment lah, it makes you feel like, whoa, come on, let's do this, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's one thing I'll definitely miss, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the good thing is that you can keep serving X teens for as long as you like.
That's my plan.
Even if you're 80 years old, walking on a tongkat already, but if you still feel like you have something to give, come and serve.
Shameless
Maybe you
plug.
cannot jump anymore.
Everybody can serve.
Maybe just less energy lah.
Maybe you cannot jump anymore. You can roll. You can rock and roll your wheelchair. Woo! Woo! Yeah. But it's really good to really good to hear all this from you guys. Hear your perspective lah. Yeah, very encouraging, and to see that it's worth it. Like all the minutes, hours, days, weeks, months of prayer and laboring and all that. It's really powerful lah. Yeah, man. Kanesh, how do you feel?
Good lah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, but I have a curious question now. So I think my question is more like you all talk a lot about your growth in X-Teens and how you grew up, right, in X-Teens. what made X teens lah? You get what I'm trying to say? So let me break it down for you. Like, is it the weekly meeting, the weekly gathering that you know that made X teens and you enjoyed that, or is it just mainly the camp and your whole year you're waiting for that camp, or I know you all say community, safe space, and all that, but I think a lot of that happens on the Saturday when you all meet, right? Not really, not so much about the other days, but so that's why I'm asking: is that X teens? Is that what shaped you guys? Is that what's effective for you all? The everyone coming together, worshiping together. Yeah, because community is not necessarily large group, right? It can be small group as well, and we do have small group. But is that X teens to y'all?
No, I wouldn't say like, like X-Teens camp, makes X-Teens, or whatever other event that we do that makes X-Teens. I think what makes X-Teens is that I think I can't even remember like how old X-Teens is already. Probably the same age as Faster. But
What?
but but I think what made X-Teens is that I think because as a ministry, I think the perseverance to continue to strive and to continue to grow even bigger, and really wanting to reach out more to teens, uh than just stopping at where it is. I mean, which is why the word teens is literally in our branding as X-Teens. So I think it's more than just the events and all that lah. So for me, that's what really makes X-Teens X-Teens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Wow. So the word teens in X-Teens is what makes X-Teens X-Teens. Wow.
Yes.
Basically.
Literally, the teens in X-Teens is what makes X-Teens X-Teens.
Wow. I wish I wish exam questions were like this, man.
Hey, you never know. Some
Yeah.
exam
Yeah.
questions, the answers, you just have to rewrite the question. You give back the examiner. you just
What a,
you just mix and match, and you just give it back on the plate.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. How about who's next?
Yeah. Maybe
Mm.
Arielle want to try that out.
I wouldn't disagree that like the team I want to make I team the ministry and what it is, but I guess to add on, like even as a younger teen, I just like it was like just gathering on Saturday was effective because it's like like the anticipation of like throughout the week, like like last week was fun, like then there's just always this gathering that you can always come back to, and it's just this place that's very welcoming, that's very warm, and like people are like nice to each other, and very inviting like, I guess. And like
Yeah.
yeah, and as a younger teen I remember thinking like, oh, the vibe is very nice, like the lighting is very cool. The lighting is very cool, and like all the it's just like even the groups that like the cliques that were already formed, it was just the atmosphere, it was very very vibrant, very nice to just be a part of. And yeah, again, like the sense of community and the sense of belonging in a group. I think all teams subconsciously just want to feel like they belong somewhere, and this was just a place that, oh, okay, like I'm accepted here, and I feel belonging here. So yeah, this is something that I want to be a part of, I guess.
Hey, just following on that, right? Let me ask you, let's just what would you say to people who say like other Christians are be it adults or the other young people or leaders or whoever, right? Who say things like, "Hey, church is not all about the hype, you know.
Mm.
Church is not about lighting, you know. Church is not about all the atmosphere. It's about the presence of God. It's about the word of God." I mean, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
All these type of things, right? Like, what would you say to that?
Yeah, they're right. Yeah, they're right. But I think both can coexist at the same time, right? Like it's not
Yeah,
mutually exclusive. Like the lighting and like the hype songs, like it's just the attract, but in the end, like the core of it, the heart of it, in the end, you still like the road is different, the pathway to that point is different, but in the end goal is still for teens to like encounter God and grow in God, and if that's happening, then I don't see anything wrong with it. Like that's happening,
right.
right? So like yeah, like maybe that's the impression that people see, like oh it's just like they just go there play games, then like you know they just go there for fun to see friends, but then
Yeah.
like how else how else are you going to attract teens to like worship God? Like for instance you go to I've gone to like, you know, no not the name churches, but I know the churches where it's like it's like
Careful.
they sing hymns.
Okay.
And yeah, they're kind of like it's very
This
hard.
being recorded.
How else are you going to make it appealing? And yeah, I think it works there, it works well. Yeah.
So I
You
know,
don't like hymns?
yeah.
No, it's like the very simple one, you know. And
No, it's not that they are wrong, but I think what I'm hearing is that if we are reaching to a particular group of people in our context like teenagers, lah, then we will try our best to be as relevant as possible to teenagers, right? Because that's the guys that we want
yeah.
to reach out to. And so what's relevant to them could be like what you mentioned earlier, maybe the lighting, the games, the fun and all that. And as they come in to do that, then we also disciple them, we teach them, and we have worship and word.
Mm.
Okay lah, pretty cool lah. I mean that's what we do in X-Teens also lah. We have time for everything, right? And strategically
Mm,
placed as well.
yeah. Yeah. Do you have do you or any of the other guys here have any example of someone you know in X teens especially that maybe when they first came it's about the hype, like they first came is like, oh, I really like the writing, I like the games, but then have over time now like you said, like gone deeper, went behind the heart of it, it's like gone beyond all those things already. Like, you have any examples?
Yeah, need to start naming names.
But this group name,
You can name if you want.
more like the stories lah. Because not everyone knows the name, right?
Yeah.
You have any stories? Of course, you can drop names.
No, no, don't want drop name. But I guess like okay lah. So I'm not gonna say I mean the team's name, but there's this guy. I mean he initially came to X-Teens because like all teens or age group now, they will come to event because what their friends will invite them, and because you have friends going, you wouldn't feel that awkward coming, right? So obviously by invitation you will come and you want to experience and have fun with your friends. And I mean he did have some fun with his friends while they were coming very very often. But I think slowly over time, over the years of coming, uh the I guess like a few of his friends that invited him sort of decided to cut down on coming, right? Cut down on coming to Extin's live services and all that. But I think that didn't really change him, despite, you know, from the very reason that he went was because of his friends, to suddenly coming not just because of his friends, but coming because he realized that you know, going to church is not just about friends and all that lah. So I guess
Mm.
that's a story that that I was really touched by, and that I have to share lah. But I'm not I'm not sharing his name, but yeah, there is a teen who did that, and because of that, I myself am very blessed, and also uh just very happy lah to hear that. Yeah. Mm.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Any other ones? Any other ones here got stories? Don't have to mention names, but maybe their story, like what happened.
Mm,
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm sure God, but man, I can't
Yeah.
remember.
does the serving count as uh yeah, does
Yeah.
coming to serve count as what, so?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Hmm. Okay. Then yeah, yeah, I also have a few other people that I seen from not wanting to serve to suddenly wanting to serve more and give more, uh not just not just as a person, but I think spiritually also they want to do it because they felt led by God to do it. Yeah. So yeah, there are some teens of people that I associate with that also feel that way lah. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, good stuff.
Great.
All right.
Mm.
Yep. Yep. What's next, Anish?
Okay, we're gonna end soon. I think we are about 8 minutes to close, but
Oh.
it's the last X-Teens chat, and most likely it will. I don't know. You guys are graduating, right, from being a teenager, so we don't know if you will still be a core teen lah to say next year. Some of you maybe have indicated. Majority don't know, but usually when they graduate, we allow teens to be part of the core teens, and maybe you will oversee them, correct? So taking this opportunity as potentially your last online appearance as a teen in X Teens, would you have any words of encouragement or what to teenagers who are watching, teenagers who are growing up in various teens ministry, might not even be in X Teens, might be in other churches, right? But what would be that one thing that you would like to tell teenagers who are growing up in the youth ministry? Anyone? Aaron, maybe you start lah this time. This
Hmm.
is off textbook question, but yeah, you've got this.
I think I guess one thing I would say is to all the teens, if I would think that I always believed that everything happened for a reason, and it's something that I've personally experienced and learned over the years. That everything will happen for a reason, and it's always God who has a purpose for it. All I encourage is that just really just be patient, like in whatever troubles you're going through or anything like that. Whatever stress or maybe just feeling tired or something like that. That really just trust in God on your journey. That God has a plan for you, and it'll always go. And it might not go the way you want it to be. To always a place that you were meant to. And also just hang in there. That's a good way of finishing it off. Yeah, just hang in there.
Hang in there.
Hang in there.
Hang in
All right.
there. Yes. John, go next.
Don't be afraid to expand yourself and to share with others growth and all that lah. Because I think as in a youth ministry, being a youth is about being full of energy and finding your own growth lah. So don't hide your growth from other people, but rather share it out with other people so that other people can see your growth and be inspired by it as well. As a teen lah. Yeah, that's from me.
Ariel?
Cool.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's just remember to have fun. Yeah, like as you serve and as you like carry out new responsibilities and like go on stage for the first time to do something. Yeah, just remember to have fun. Because I think looking back on all the things that were a novelty for me, like speaking on stage or like sharing super personal things on like a whatever X platform, I think I don't regret. It's not the mistakes that I regret. Like there are times where sometimes I sang on stage and I went like totally off key and that day I was like super sad I was super sad about it. But like now, like looking back, I don't regret like not practicing well enough. I don't regret that. But I just regret not letting loose and like just enjoying the process and just because it's just growing, like it's just growing and discovering and in the end things like that, small things, small stupid things don't matter and just have fun because I think God wants you to have fun as you learn and grow in serving him as well. Yeah.
Great. Thanks for sharing your word of encouragement to some of the teenagers. They might not be watching now, they will be watching later. And we've come towards the end of our program for today, but there are just one or two more things that we want to finish up before we end. The first one is that we actually have an inquiry in Slido. And I was hoping that maybe as part of your ending message, Pastor, you can take up this question and then you can share your final thoughts on X-Teens behind the scenes, and then we'll close from there. The question on Slido sounds like this: how would you deal with suicidal thoughts? And if someone else had it, what would you say to them?
Wow. It's a very good question. Just wondering how it relates to our topic today. Okay.
Yeah.
How would you deal with suicidal thoughts? I'm having to make a guess. You're not asking me how I'll deal with suicidal thoughts, right? Like if I'm suicidal, like how would I deal with it? I think I'll go for therapy because if it's me, if it's me, I will go for therapy because yesterday I was just talking to a friend who is a pastor he himself went for therapy and even took medication. It all started when he started having suicidal thoughts also. Anyway, I say to say that there's no shame and embarrassment in getting help if you need help. I think there's a little bit of stigma still, especially maybe in cultures like ours. Maybe in Asia, is a bit more of a shameful thing. But I think we need to normalize that it's like if you have a stomach ache, you will take medication for it. You will see some kind of a medical doctor, right? Like mental health is a mental health lah, right? And there are so-called doctors for it. Yes, and I think there's a very real spiritual side to things, and there's a very real natural side to things. And like Arielle used the word just now, I like to borrow it. They both can coexist. It's not like mental health is a purely spiritual thing or it's a purely natural thing, right? It can be both. And you can get support and help and solutions from your pastor, your spiritual leaders, while at the same time also going for professional help. Remember I mentioned about my friend just now who is a pastor going for therapy. The therapist that he's seeing, right, is not even a Christian, but he's very, very good at his job. In fact, this therapist who is not a Christian, he actually he provides therapy for many, many pastors, and he actually feel he has a special heart for pastors. Imagine this. He is not a Christian, but he has a special heart for pastors because after talking to so many pastors, he realized that actually many pastors, many Christian leaders carry a lot of burdens that normal people don't carry. So much so, right, that this non-Christian therapist has a special rate for pastors. Yes. It's like almost like less than half, less than 50%. If you're a pastor, you pay less than 50% to go and get help from him. But what I'm trying to say is that it goes to show that yes, we're Christians, we believe in God. God can heal us, God can set us free in an instant. But yet, sometimes God also chooses for us to not get what we need or what we want in an instant. He more often wants us to get what we want through a process. Because you learn and gain more through a process rather than like a one instant. Like, it's very different if you work hard and become a millionaire versus you just bought a big bunch of numbers and then got a jackpot and then you got $1 million, right? And it's quite well documented that people who win the jackpot and this kind of thing, right, they lose their money very quickly because they didn't have the experience of getting it with their own hard work, so they lose it very easily. So anyway, all that to say that I believe both spiritual help and natural help can coexist. So I will say to anyone who has suicidal thoughts that you know what, you're not weird, you're not strange. A lot of people go through that, and looks like just anyone else with any issue, any problem, you need help, and there's help available. Yep.
Cool. Thanks for sharing, Pastor. All right, Pastor, any closing thoughts for ex-teens behind the scenes?
Well, we invite you to join us behind the scenes, so that you can see for yourself what a beautiful mess it is. I say that in a good way. I mean, like, you go to a restaurant, right? Outside the restaurant is always very nice one, right? The tablecloth is perfect, everything is nice. But look, the magic happens in the kitchen. Like, what you think tastes good, right? It didn't just appear on your table. It started in the kitchen. But if you were to go into the kitchen, right, dude, you will see all kinds of stuff. But that's where the magic happens. So we invite you guys, man. If you're especially if you're part of ATChat, like, come behind the scenes, join the kitchen, man. Beautiful mess. Yeah, it's great.
Beautiful mess.
Yes. And we will be meeting this Saturday. If you would like to drop by Saturday at 4:00 in Summit, USJ, at the peak. Anyway, if you are coming, it's quite difficult to find us lah. So make sure you reach out to us on social media, on Instagram especially. Just look for us at Xteens or Facebook Xteens. Let us know you're coming. Yeah.
Wait, also on the 26th of November.
Yes.
Everybody out there, remember, 26th of November 2022, we have our annual Christmas party.
Yes.
Yes, it's November, but we have our Christmas party early, okay? It's a special event, special timing, but it's in Summit, 4th floor, DVCC, but it's going to be amazing because it's going to be a Christmas carnival.
Yes.
There's Christmas caroling, there's Christmas games, there's a big grand prize to be won. But to win the prize, you have to play the games, get your tokens, tokens so that you can be entered into the blessed draw. We will have special performances and, of course, the Shoebox Project, which is our community project where everyone who comes brings a shoebox, recycled shoebox filled with new school supplies, stationery, pencil, color pencil, eraser, ruler, and also a new water bottle, things that kids can bring to school. And during Christmas period, near December, we have missions teams going out to give out these shoe boxes to the underprivileged kids. So it's not just a Christmas party, but it's Christmas party with a purpose. Okay, so we'd like to invite all of you to come. It's going to be great.
That's right, and you get to get that wristband Arielle was showing earlier.
Yes.
The very cool, non-lame
Beautiful.
wristband. Okay, that's all we have for you today at X-Teens Chat. Once again, this is our final X-Teens Chat for the year, but we hope to see you guys very soon. Remember to like us on Instagram and Facebook and say hi to us if you've been, secretly watching us but not telling us. We would love to know you as well. Okay, cool. I'll see you guys next
Yep.
time. Bye-bye.
Woo!